In today's video, I will share a highly unusual and mysterious experience related to Jinn. Childhood is always the most beautiful time, a carefree age full of freedom and the safe embrace of our loved ones where nothing feels frightening. But this incident filled me with deep curiosity. By then, it was already too late. We were 3 siblings. The eldest was my brother, then me, and the youngest was Rabia. Our mother was a simple housewife. She was only interested in taking care of all of us. Father was a senior government officer. Our grandmother also lived with us. She was extremely pious and preferred solitude. She never had breakfast. She would just ask the maid to bring her a cup of tea and drink it inside her room. In the afternoon, Mother would take food on a trolley to her room, but most of the time it came back untouched. She usually ate only half a bread with mutton broth. At night, she drank a glass of warm milk. She rarely came out of her room. Father used to go to her every morning and evening to greet her. We children also enjoyed visiting her room. She gave us delicious snacks, and we would run out happily after hugging her. Time passed. My elder brother went abroad for studies. I was in class 10, and Rabia was in class 6. That was when a strange and mysterious incident took place. It happened like this. Mother and father had gone to offer condolences at a relative's funeral. Rabia returned from school, ate her food, and went to sleep. I was cleaning my cupboard when suddenly I heard a loud thud, as if something had fallen. Alarmed, I quickly ran out of my room. Following the sound, I rushed straight toward grandmother's room. Her room was at the far end of the courtyard. She had chosen it herself to stay away from the noise of children. As soon as I opened the door of grandmother's room, the scene inside left me stunned. Grandmother was lying on her bed, and beside her stood an extremely handsome boy, about my own age. He was bandaging her foot. Even when I entered suddenly, the boy didn't look up at me. I rushed to grandmother and asked, "Grandma, what happened to your foot? And what was that sound of something falling?" She gently held my hand and said, "Oh, my dear child, everything is fine. I was getting up to make ablution when my foot slipped, but now I am all right." I looked at the young boy and then at grandmother with questioning eyes. She signaled me to remain silent. Meanwhile, the handsome boy finished bandaging her foot, then quietly stood up and walked out of the room. He did not speak to grandmother, nor did she speak to him. I felt something strange. Grandmother only said, "Oh dear, he is just a neighbor's boy. But Amna, don't tell your mother or father about this. They will get worried." I promised grandmother I would not say a word. After that, I often saw that boy outside, here and there, sometimes carrying books, sometimes at the market. But he never came to our house again. Grandmother also recovered completely. I still remember that night when father went into her room to greet her. She was sitting on her prayer mat reading the Holy Quran as always, and there was no bandage on her foot. A few days later, the memory of that incident slowly faded from my mind. But I could never forget that handsome boy. Naturally, I was at that age when such things left a mark on the heart. And in our family, not even close relatives' boys had such freedom to enter the house. In such a situation, the presence of a completely unknown, yet extremely handsome boy in grandmother's room, tending to her injury, and then leaving quietly, was very unusual. Yet I could not bring myself to tell anyone about that day. Time passed. I got married. Rabia's marriage was also arranged. Grandmother grew very old, but her routine remained the same as we had always seen since our childhood. My son was 3 years old when grandmother left this world forever. The day of her death is something I can never forget. I was carrying a jug of water and a glass from the kitchen toward the men's side when I saw that same boy standing near the door. I could not believe my eyes. He looked exactly the same as years ago when I had seen him in grandmother's room. Time had not touched him at all. He was still just as young. Even this time, he did not look at me. But in that moment, all the memories of that day in grandmother's room began to replay before my eyes like a film. I was shocked. How was it possible that a person hadn't changed even slightly in 10 to 11 years? When grandmother's body was being taken to the graveyard, I again saw him. He was standing by the door, his head bowed as the funeral passed. Then, for just a brief moment, he turned his neck slightly and looked directly at me, as if he already knew where I was standing on the terrace. Out of so many women present, the fact that he looked only at me left me deeply unsettled. There was something in his eyes I could never understand. That night, when I went into grandmother's room, countless memories came rushing back. The little treats she used to give us as children, whether candies, sweets, or fruits. We had never seen those things anywhere in our house. She always had money with her. She would often send it to needy people in the family or acquaintances. But after her passing, Father told us that grandmother had never taken any money from him. Then where did all that money come from? That night, I finally told Mother about what I had seen years ago. I told her about that strange boy and his presence in grandmother's room. Mother listened and then said, "Amna, my dear, your grandmother was a very pious and devoted woman. She prayed 5 times a day. She would finish the Holy Quran in 3 days. She always prayed to Hajjud. Many of her secrets went with her to the grave. You should also forget all this now." I looked at her in shock and asked, "Mother, do you mean to say that boy was not human?" Mother put the Holy Quran aside and said, "Amna, have you ever thought how all those things came inside the house without the main gate ever being opened? How did he reach grandmother's room, passing through the house without anyone ever seeing him? And today, after so many years, why did he still look the same age to you? Even though so much time had passed, your father often heard voices late at night from grandmother's room, as if she was teaching someone the Quran. But he never asked her about it, because in this house, no problems ever arose. Only blessings and peace remained. That boy you saw was your grandmother's student, and today he came to attend her funeral." Hearing this from Mother was a terrifying revelation for me. The truth was that I had been seeing a Jinn all along, and I never realized it. Jinn can take any form, whenever they wish. These hidden beings possess extraordinary powers beyond our imagination.